So it's so cold here today. Nobody feels very lively. Yes, it is 65 degrees in Florida, and we're all freaking out. Unfortunately, I don't even own pants. Living in Florida, there's maybe 5 days a year you need them. And when you work with animals at a beautiful animal park, why even bother spending money on pants? So I'm extra cold because me only own shorts. Hey guys, Gator Crusader here. You can see I got my cool Croc Fest t-shirt on. It's this really cool conservation. You know what? I'm making a YouTube video about it, so you're just gonna have to subscribe and see what is Croc Fest. You'll learn all about it when you watch my upcoming YouTube video, but it's a really cool conservation celebration, basically. Hey, how are you? Like I was saying, it's super cold here in Florida. I do not own pants. I only got shorts, so I'm freaking out. But I do have my cool Star Wars jacket. Da 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 da. You will subscribe to this channel or suffer the consequences. And speaking of Star Wars, I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning to watch the final episode of Season 2. Thank you! Of The Mandalorian. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. If you haven't even watched Star Wars since the 80s, go watch this. I can't say anything without spoiling it, except, oh my goodness. It is a must watch. So I had to wear my Star Wars jacket in honor of that super awesome episode of The Mandalorian. But I'm not going to be in here very long today. Of course, I will go in the gator pen. Everybody always loves when I do that. But do not expect too much action from these guys, because just like I said, I am freezing cold. These gators get super cold too. Remember, they're cold-blooded animals. Doesn't necessarily mean their blood is cold, but means they get their temperature from their environment. Yeah, the alligators. Hey, sometimes it's not just about the gators. Sometimes you're going to get cool Star Wars talk, but I've noticed every time, like, there's times when I just want to talk Star Wars. Oh my goodness, someone keeps messaging me. I guess I'm popular. I guess I am popular. Nah, don't be fooled. It's just my mom messaging me. I'm not that popular. Only my mom loves me. And even that is super debatable most of the time. But anyways, like I said, sometimes I want to just do cool videos about Star Wars, give you my Mandalorian topic. Sometimes I just want to talk about the Avengers. Sometimes I just want to tell funny stories, work on my stand-up comedy. But every time I do that, everybody's always like, go back to the gators. I want to see the gators. So I have tried to do just this. But see, yeah, even my buddy there, Star Wars is a little bit cooler. I mean, he says the gators are a little bit cooler than Star Wars. So I guess I gotta go with who the star of the show is. And it sure ain't me. Oh, but speaking of stars of the show, hold on, let me get better lighting. Super giant huge announcement time. Super giant huge announcement time. I don't know if this is played in foreign countries, but in America, you've probably seen 100 billion commercials for that Go Big show, where it's like circus type competitors, and Snoop Dogg is one of the judges. Cody Rhodes, I love wrestling, is one of the judges. Rosario Dawson, talk about Star Wars, Ahsoka, is one of the judges. I, the Gator Crusader, am on that show. So when it comes out on TNT, you definitely have to watch for the Gator Crusader. Who knows, maybe after that, the lives will have so many people, I'll be so arrogant. Oh, it's just, I could be a giant star after that and be like, you're gonna have to pay for the lives. So who knows what might happen? I spent a month in Georgia. I kept it quiet. I was under confidentiality contract, but I spent a month in Georgia filming with, so a month in Georgia with Snoop Dogg and Rosario Dawson. Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. But anyways, like I said, it's on TNT. We'll give you more updates, but this was the giant announcement. Uh-oh, it's my sister. Better have to be good. I have to go. I come back. Oh, yeah, you definitely got to put your son to bed with my own little kids. I understand that. Definitely. So my sister is on right now. I was just making the giant announcement about me being on the Go Big show. So it debuts January 7th. All right, bye. All right, your son, time for bed. Don't argue, time for bed. It debuts January 7th on TNT. I don't know if I'm on that first episode, but the more people that watch it, the better it is for me. So there you go. Watch it, watch it, watch it. But like I was saying, in Florida, we are kind of wimps about the weather. And it's only 60, 65 degrees, but we think it is freezing. I almost didn't even come see the Gators today. I'm so stinking cold. But what's really interesting about the Gators is they are, here comes some sciencey facts. They're cold-blooded animals. Doesn't necessarily mean their blood is cold. It means they get their temperature from their environment, which means if it's only about 65 degrees, these alligators' internal body temperature is only about 65. So right now, what you see them moving, kind of, that is about their maximum speed during this time of year. Just because imagine how slowly their blood is flowing. Like this alligator is trying to get away from me. This is Elizabeth. Hey, Elizabeth. Out catching some sun. Elizabeth is kind of trying to get away, but that's about as fast as she can move right now. And then we've got Sam there in the back trying to climb over, it looks like Fiddlestick's tail. Like I said, that right there, the alligator's like, oh, look how fast I'm going. I am just breaking records. But with their body temperature only around 60 degrees or so, that is literally about as fast as he can go. He could maybe go, honestly, a teeny faster, but not a whole lot more than that. And then if you look over here, we've got Chewie and Thor, who are both under the water. So normally I'm all about look at fiddlesticks, but I want you to kind of see these cool gators underwater. I'm trying to set up my GoPro to be able to do live streams. And if that's possible, I could actually put this underwater. You could see they're moving a little bit. Like I said, I know it's how cold. I haven't even touched the water yet. But the reason these gators are okay, let's touch it. Well, I don't know if this gator is going to let me touch it. Okay. The reason they're under the water. Woozy poozy. Okay, yeah, it's definitely colder even under the water. But the reason that the gators sink to the bottom is it takes longer for the bottom of the water to get cold than the top. So they're just sitting underneath the water. So right now in Florida, all the people say, I've always heard tons of people tell me, man, there aren't that many gators in Florida. Everybody says there's a ton of them, but every time I go by a lake, I don't see them. Just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not there. Like right now, there are two gators inches away from me, and they're so hidden, I almost can't even video them. So just because you don't see the gators doesn't mean they're not there. There are two big ones literally right there, and you can't even see. So I'm sure that's why I titled this Us Floridians Are Wimps. Not only am I complaining about the weather, not only did I almost not come over because of the weather, but even my gators are like, it's too cold, Dad. Like Elizabeth is trying to move. Man, that bird is loud. That bird's like, well, if the gators, where are you, birdie? It's a boat-tailed grackle. Everybody thinks they look like crows, but they're not crows. It's actually called a boat-tailed grackle. Wow, look how out of focus. Let's see. Boat-tailed grackle. The males are black. The females are actually brown in color. See? So we're not just learning gators. We even threw in a birdie information. Wow, we are getting educational. So these are the gators today. Like I said, I tried to make my live streams about them because they're the stars of the show. They're awesome. If you ever watch my YouTube videos, and if you don't, what the heck are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. It is free. It costs nothing. All you do, it takes you 1.5 seconds. Take your little finger, hit the button that says subscribe. Do it. But if you watch, you see normally the alligators are the stars. I always try to finish off every YouTube video with alligators are awesome. Gotta have some kind of catchphrase these days. There we go. Elizabeth, I bet that sun feels good. Now, see how the alligators have all those bumps on their back? Scales, osteoderms. They actually act like dinosaur solar panels. That's why Elizabeth is sitting right under the sun. You know how, like, if you go to a road after the sun goes down and you still touch the asphalt, it still stays warm for a few hours. That's what those awesome scales do. Like I said, they're like a solar panel. So even though it's a little colder and the alligators don't maintain their own body temperature, those awesome scales do keep them a little bit warmer. So she's trying to gather up heat. Solar panels, primitive solar panels, aren't they cool? They are super cool. These alligators are awesome. There you go. There's our little theme song for today. My sister absolutely hates when I sing. If you watch my videos enough, you see I just sing all the time throughout the day. So I know she's watching. Oh, apparently even the gator hates when I sing. Look, he just moved his tail. She's like, I don't like that song. And now we've got Sam under the water. Like I said, most of the time, I say like I said a lot. I'm gonna work really hard to stop saying that. As I mentioned previously, the alligators do like to go underwater during this time. Hey, Bigfoot, how are you? So you're not going to see a ton of action out of them today. I know for the rest of the world, when I complain about it being 60 degrees, pretty much 99% of the rest of the universe laughs, and they're like, so the gators are barely moving, you're freaking out, you almost didn't even come to look at them today, and it's only 60 degrees. Yes, we're wimps in Florida. I think I've even mentioned before, I worked at one alligator place that once it got below 50 degrees, we just shut down and closed the whole theme park. And I talked to people from other countries or even up north, and they're like, we would be open maybe half of the year. But yeah, man, once we got under 50 degrees, we're like, everybody go home and get warm. It's ridiculous. We can't take it. So us Floridians are known for some really weird things and being very crazy people. And if you watch my YouTube video, yes, I am pretty crazy. But one thing that we're not very good at is handling the cold. But it does give me an excuse to wear my cool Star Wars jacket in memorial of the awesome, amazing Mandalorian episode. Once again, you gotta watch it. It's so cool, but I don't want to spoil anything. So basically, I just came on today. I knew with it being cold, we weren't getting a ton of action. And like I said, until I can figure out my GoPro to go live, I really want to get under the water. So that's something to look forward to. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe for that reason alone. Because imagine how cool it would look if I can get this camera underwater right next to the gator. You can see its eyelid better. Got another gator. Thor looks like Thor's underwater over there. Elizabeth is giving me the side eye like I'm just trying to heat up. So I basically just came on today Any stories about gators in the sewer? In Florida, we don't have many stories about that, but if you're not very familiar, there are urban legends, and apparently there was photographic proof back in like the 30s that they did catch a few alligators in the sewers of New York. They were, not super big, maybe 8 feet long. It was thought that they probably couldn't survive the winter. But there's a counter theory that the sewer, with all the poop and everything, is probably going to be a little bit warmer than outside in New York. So with all that poo stirring around, yeah, I guess 8 feet sounds big. With all that poo down there, and there's plenty of food to eat because there's rats, and alligators don't really like hanging out with people that much. They'd be left alone. They have the rats. They have the poo heat. There is speculation that there are plenty of alligators down in the sewers of New York, that they didn't die through the winter. Because most scientists and stuff, when the alligators were first found, they were like, oh, these were pets. People let them go. The gators in New York just tried to find the warmest area. The sewers was the first place. But everyone was encouraged, don't worry, they won't survive the winter. So, if there was 1 or 2 gators down there, that's all. But legend has it now that they not only survived, but they thrived and got bigger and had babies. And there's the legends have got to the point where some people say they've turned albino because they haven't gotten any sun. Some legends say that, a lot of agencies used to dump toxic chemicals in the water in the sewers illegally, and that the alligators have gotten a hold of these toxic chemicals, and now the alligators are giant size, and who knows, they have superpowers. There's a lot of it, and so it's almost like we've got a guy right on now named Bigfoot. It is alligators in the sewers of New York as kind of the gator version of Bigfoot. Some people swear, hey, how are you? I don't feel like much of a superhero today. I'm kind of a wimp. It's 60 degrees and I am being the biggest baby. I'm like, it's so cold, I can't take it. But like I said, alligators in the sewer has kind of become, oh, look at me when I'm shaking the camera. Everybody's like, I'm trying, oh, holy cow, I'm not doing right. I was trying to talk with my hands and I started shaking the camera. Everyone's like, are they having an earthquake there? No earthquakes, just super cold, and I'm talking with my hands. So let me focus back on the gators. They're the cooler part. But just like some people swear they've seen Bigfoot, there's different stories about him, how big he is. Other people say he doesn't exist. That's kind of like the alligators in New York. Some people say they're there. Other people say we do have Bigfoot. He does exist. He's contacting me and somehow has learned how to use YouTube. So who am I to say he doesn't exist? Obviously, he's pretty smart too. And, if Bigfoot is watching the Gator Crusader, you should tell all your friends too. It's obviously what all the cool kids are doing. I'm going to try to get a close-up view. Oh, we found a hiker's phone. That totally makes sense. I'm trying to let you see when the alligators... Look. Thor's like, oh, are you taking a picture of me? Yeah, the state is open in Florida. But honestly, it's so cold today. Even though it's open, it looks like we're still under quarantine. I told you, Floridians are wimps. Because right now, people from other states really can't come here. But we could have people from Florida come. But just like I'm saying it's too cold, and the Gators are saying it's too cold, the rest of the Floridians are like, we're just going to stay at home. My mom even put on her fireplace. That is how, like I said, it's only 60 degrees. I realize that's not that bad. It's probably by this time 65, almost 70, but we're putting on the fireplace. But yeah, just like Bigfoot we're talking to, I actually believe there definitely are gators in the sewer, and it's probably warm enough where they have learned to survive and get through the winter. Plus, if they're maybe second or third generation, they did have babies down there. By this point, their bodies are a little more used to the cold and they can survive through the winter. Hey, how are you? Now, I don't believe that they are albino and that they've grown to 25 feet because they've been eating toxic chemicals. I don't believe that they're psycho and bloodthirsty. I believe they're alligators, pretty much just like these guys that are just trying to stay warm and eating a lot of rats. But there are different theories as to how big they are and how dangerous they are. And some people don't even believe they exist in New York. But I think they do. So good question, Bigfoot. I hope Bigfoot can keep grabbing some hikers' phones. That was nice having a little talk with them. But yeah, it's getting so cold. And like I said, that right there, Thor is kind of half cracking open his mouth. If it were a warm day, he would have his mouth all the way open and be hissing and shaking and jumping, but that's about as much action as he can give. Like I said, his internal body temperature is only about 60 degrees, so that is literally about as much as he can do. In his mind, he's probably like, oh man, I'm hissing and growling, and it's just his body isn't cooperating. It's slowing down. And like Elizabeth is probably, this is Elizabeth right here in front of me. She's probably my most shy alligator. She just doesn't like to get close to humans that much. And this is as close by far as she has ever let me get to her. So I know for a fact it's just because she's cold. Because normally she's just, like I always say, alligators have different personalities. And she is definitely the shy one. She's just like, leave me alone. But since we are coming up on Christmas, tomorrow, around this time on YouTube Live, I might try to do a fun Christmas Gator Crusader episode. And yes, even though I love Star Wars a whole lot, I promise it's not going to be a Life Day thing. It's not a Star Wars Christmas, not a Star Wars holiday special. It is a for real attempt. A lot depends on the temperature again. We're going to try to do a Florida Gator Christmas. So try to tune in. I'm going for around 2 or 3 o'clock. So be sure to definitely subscribe to this page. Plus, if you weren't listening earlier, I did mention big giant announcement. If you've seen any commercials for that TNT show called The Go Big Show with Snoop Dogg and Rosario Dawson, I am on that show. I spent a month in Georgia filming with those guys, so super pretty cool. Hey, I might get on other shows because of it. I might get a big head because of it. So right now is a good time to subscribe. You can say I knew him back when he was just a little Star Wars shirt wearing guy begging for subscription. So that's a pretty big announcement. If you want to keep up with all of my announcements, be sure. Or, hey, Melissa is a big Gator Crusader fan from a long time ago. I have been here complaining about the weather. And you probably remember Thor. Melissa, I'm sure, remembers Thor. There's Thor right there. Elizabeth. Like I said, Elizabeth is very shy, but because it's so cold, I know she wants to run away from me. Gators are a hoax made by the government. You know what? I should not trust them. I would totally, at this point, nothing would surprise me. If when I do think I heard coming from Elizabeth's head a little static, like, he's on to us, abort mission. So that is likely, I think you might be onto something for sure. Right, Thor? Thor's like, oh no, he finally figured it out. Did we finally figure you out? So awesome. So like I was saying before the true conspiracy, I want to come once COVID is done to see the Gators. Yeah, come on down. But who knows how long COVID is going to be here. I've really focused, and like I said, this is the amount of people who are here now. So I'm kind of moving away from, hey, come see me, and just focusing on social media with Gators. So I'm working on a really good YouTube video. I probably should go home and work on it now. And like I said, tune in tomorrow around this time. Weather permitting, we might try to have a fun YouTube live Gator Christmas party. So go to GatorCrusader.com, especially if you want to get one of those last minute gifts for somebody. I have t-shirts. There's ways where you can virtually feed a gator. I try to update stuff there. So GatorCrusader.com. I'm not super great with technology, but I actually had somebody help me set it up. Bigfoot, you are probably better at technology than I am. Like, I got this brand new GoPro, and it's been over a week, and I still can't figure out how to go live with it. But I'm figuring it out. I'll get this thing sooner or later. So go to Gator. All the other gators, they're all here. They're just under the water because it's so cold. Let's see. We got Fiddlesticks under the water there. I don't even think you can see him. We got Sam back there. Elizabeth up here. Chewy is somewhere under the water over in there. So they're all good. They're just kind of slow because it's cold. And like I said, I realized to most normal people, 60 degrees is not cold. But hey, we're from Florida. We are not normal. So, last commercial, go to GatorCrusader.com. If you want to keep up with me, like Melissa was just saying, with COVID, it's hard to visit things. So I am trying to do everything on YouTube Live, so that way you feel like you're here. Also, maybe give you some entertainment if you're stuck inside. So, man, you better hit that subscribe button. You better tell others to. Because the more people that subscribe, the more often I do it. Right now, I don't have a ton of subscriptions, and sometimes it gets discouraging. So get a bunch of people around. Tell them it's free. Have them subscribe. Like I said, we're going for a Christmas party tomorrow. Weather permitting. I don't know. It's cold for us. So the Gators, I guess, will just leave you a song. Don't forget, alligators are awesome. I think we got Fiddlesticks who just popped his eyes up way back there. Alligators are awesome. Yeah, I mean, I guess. But here's the problem. I just came back from doing the Go Big show. And if you don't know much about it, it's like a bunch of contestants who all do weird things, like ladies who can lay down on glass, someone who can do a handstand and shoot bow and arrows from their feet, a one-armed archer, a guy in a wheelchair who goes down 80 feet and does flips, people who sword swallowers, and every single one of those guys all have like 20,000 subscribers. Some of them have 900,000. So I'm hanging around with all these people, and they're like, yeah, I only have 50,000. And I'm like, I have 2? So I guess it is, the number of subscribers is all relative. This is the holiday season. I should be super grateful for what I have. But I want more. Just so I'm not embarrassed around all my Go Big show friends, at the very least. That is true. You got to start. But here's the thing. I've also been doing it. I've been doing this 5 or 6 years. So to me, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like if I only have 2,000 after 5 years, maybe I'm just not handsome enough. I feel like if I had big boobs and a nice round butt and was wiggling my big juicy butt in front of the gators, I'd probably have quadruple. But I don't think anyone wants to see my personal butt. We can show gator butts, but I don't think that's what people really like either. So I'm trying, guys. I really am. Like I said, though, I got to go home. I'm going to work on editing some YouTube videos for you good folks. Hopefully it'll warm up. Elizabeth, you got to warm yourself up because we need a little more action. Because tomorrow, whoa, I literally almost fell in this water. And I just tested. Oh, you can see a couple gators there. We got Chewy. And I can't tell who that other one is. They're in so deep. Oh, look. We got movement. Like I said, that is about as fast as an alligator can move right now. And I've been in here 30 minutes. It's taken her 30 minutes to give that much energy to just get in the water. So since that is about as much action, I have a TikTok. Here's the problem with TikTok. When I post a video, I'll get 500 people that watch it. Someone else posts the exact same video and got 10 million. 10 million. So I'm kind of a little peed off because I'm like, oh, you could monetize 10 million. The guy who is on his little, on a little skateboard? There was remember that dude on TikTok? He was on a skateboard drinking cranberry juice. He had 10 million views. He ended up getting a free truck. He got like a sponsorship. He had, I read, over $40,000 in t-shirts sold in 1 week. Someone else posted my video, and got 10 million. Same amount as skateboard guy, but because he didn't post my name or where to find me, I got no deals. So the TikTok thing is not working for me either. Like I said, for some, I tried copywriting them, but it's too late. He already got the 10 million views, and that ain't coming back. So it was a little upset. And here's the thing. He only had a few subscribers when he uploaded it. He ended up getting hundreds of subscribers off of my video. He probably just hash browned it with the right hash browns, and I don't do that stuff. I mean, I try, but I must not have done the right ones. But I was just upset he took my exact video that got a couple thousand views, and he got 10 million. But here's the problem. Even reporting them, that won't fix anything. The chance for getting a free truck, the chance for getting 40,000 in t-shirt sales, it's all gone. So reporting them wouldn't do anything. So the life of a gator trainer. It is frustrating because, see, that just proves I know I have good content. My content is good enough to get 10 million views. And that's 10 million views in less than a week. I'm sure by this time. Oh, hey, Desiree. Are you catching lots of bad guys? My sister is. She always gets upset when I try to explain it. So maybe I'll do this right, maybe I won't. You guys know those CSI shows, like, where they're like, there are particularly heinous crimes, dun dun, and like the CSI guys figure out the murderers? That's what my sister does. She's some kind of forensic science criminal expert, just like what you see on the TV shows. And apparently her and all the other I guess it would be CSI Clearwater or something, or CSI Seminole, are all watching right now. Kind of like detectives, but more like, ooh, we found this underwear. If we can determine the sperm count and then find a straw from this guy, and if his sperm DNA matches the DNA from his straw, and then if it was his father's father, we can figure out who murdered someone, that kind of thing. So I guess they're watching right now. So hopefully you catch all the bad guys. Hi, Desiree. I'm just trying to figure out which one is... They always have like a cute goth girl in those shows that kind of sits behind a desk. I'm trying to get my sister to give me a tour so I can find the cute goth girl that works there. And I could be like, oh, cute goth girl, DNA girl, huh? I'm the sexy alligator guy. But I think my sister's embarrassed of me because I've asked to take a tour a billion times and I haven't been able to. But oh well. So, hi Desiree, thank you for watching. Better hit subscribe. Oh, look at that. Every time I talk with my hands, it looks like I'm in an earthquake. It's like, hit subscribe. Sorry about that. Like I said, let's go back to the gators. Oh, that's a terrible. Okay. So, I've talked more than enough. Like I said, right now, that movement, if it were summer, he would be like, chomping at the camera. But that movement that you just saw, that is probably the most action we will get out of these guys. So, like I said, in recap, go to GatorCrusader.com. Definitely hit subscribe here. Big announcement, I am on the Go Big show with Snoop Dogg, so be sure to look out for that. Subscribe to me now before I become an arrogant Hollywood star, because I need you right now. Who knows, maybe in a year from now I'll be like, ugh, I don't need such things. Just kidding. I will always, always, always treasure and love everybody who's with me right now. Right, guys? Even Thor's like, we will always love you. Oh, my sister hates when I sing. All right. Even Bigfoot subscribes. I think he said he totally terrorized some campers simply for the sole reason just to get their phone and subscribe to the legendary Gator Crusader. So if it's good enough for Bigfoot, it's got to be good enough for you guys. So if it warms up, we're going to do a Gator Christmas tomorrow. If not, I'm at the, see, Bigfoot confirms these theories. All right, so hopefully it warms up. Either way, I'm going to go home and work on some YouTube videos. Melissa was probably one of my very first fans. Oh, look, we're getting a teeny bit of action. You remember Melissa? Melissa was like the first fan ever, so she's always believed in old Gator Crusader. All right, well, now that we have action, this is a good action-packed place to stop. All right, I love it. Melissa subbed on 3 accounts. All right, Bigfoot, now you got a challenge. You got to go create an account just to subscribe. If every single person did that, we'd be at 4,000 subscribers by tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Truly, no matter what happens, I will always, always remember you guys. Always love you guys. Remember, each and every one of you are super, super important. If there was literally only one of you, yes, you pointing to yourself right now, if it was just you, I would make these videos. I would risk my life. I would risk my life in the Gator pen just for you, for one person. So don't ever think you, yes, you, I'm talking to you, that you are not special, you are not loved, you are not important. Every single one of you, I would risk my life just for you. So remember, you are crazy important. Don't ever let anyone else tell you any other way. Look, I'm here in a gator pen, inches away from teeth and jaws just for you. So you're important, you're loved, and remember, alligators are awesome.